Okay, get started with question number 34. First, try and understand the question. The question says, how does Smith develop her argument about slavery as a political question over the course of the passage? Okay, so develops her argument about the slavery means, how she tries to say that it is not just a political question and there are more verticals and aspects to it. Yeah, work on question number 34. How would you approach this question, by the way? How would you approach? I mean, line number 3 over the course of passage. So ideally, take up this window. Okay. I think -5 + 5 should work over here. Take a window of 10 to 12 lines maybe over the course of the passage. As a political question. Yeah. So I think what you guys can do is you've already read the first paragraph that has the words, that has the lead words political question. So we are rest assured that you'll be getting some content from there. And even the second paragraph also has political questions. So maybe you can even get some content from the second paragraph, right? So read through the second paragraph, try to connect. I think you should be able to choose the right option. First paragraph is something that you're already done with. You know the content now. Work on the second paragraph, go to the options and see if you can find out the right one.
Sorry, ma'am, I just got connected. Can I know which question are we working?
We are working on question number 34. 34.
Yes.
So, I mean, they've given you a lead word political question. So with the help of these lead words, maybe we can just try out paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 to answer this question. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, done? Not that difficult, I guess. I mean, quite easy to work on. So what is the second paragraph talking about? It is also kind of reiterating or re-emphasizing the fact that, a subject, and the subject is basically, the subject or the topic is basically of slavery. And slavery has actually aroused, has stirred interest, anxiety among all sections of society. So how can you only say that it's a political question and a question in which women cannot take part in? So it's a very important question, and you cannot really, undermine the role of women in the discussion or debate on that particular topic, saying that it's a political question. It's just a political question. It cannot be discussed by women. Getting it, all of you? Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
moving on to the choices now. Let's start with Shiva. So Shiva, yeah, choice A, 34, choice A. She claims the designation is an outdated one and then offers alternative definitions. Is she doing something like that? She claims the designation is an outdated one. Yes. Yes, she claims. She says that, yes,
yeah.
it is outdated. This whole concept and, idea of kind of terming the subject of discussion, slavery, as just a political debate or political concept is definitely outdated and totally traditional. But then does he offer an alternative definition? He doesn't, right? Does he? Does he offer an alternative definition, guys? Parikshit?
No, ma'am.
It doesn't, right? Okay. All right.
Mom,
Yes.
mom, so when he or she states that it's also a matter of justice and humanity and all of that, is that giving an alternative definition, or is
No.
it elaborating? What
It's
is it?
elaborating. It's not definition. So I'll tell you, I mean, when she says that, it is a matter of humanity, it is a matter it is a matter of justice and religion and morality, he's basically trying to give the reasons why it is not only a political debate, or it is not only a political subject of interest. So it has a vast expanse. Okay, so those are reasons. Those may not be definitions. Okay, B for Bombay. Aryaman, switch on your video and give me the answer.
Ma'am, I didn't quite understand what that option meant.
Okay. Anybody else who could figure out what the option is telling? Parikshit? Parikshit?
Ma'am,
Yes,
here
ma'am.
there's ma'am, what I think the option B is trying to say is that they're saying it's too narrow, it's too based upon one thing only, and that's how the person said it also, like just a political question. But then
Exactly.
we find out that it's not just a political question, it's something more than that.
Okay.
Therefore, that's why I think it's option B.
So you
Because
just decided. So you just decided that option. You just decided that B should be the right option by just looking at the first part of the option. Is that what I've
no,
taught you?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Then I also went to then demonstrate its relevance to our audience, and as we read on, we keep on finding. She keeps on explaining why it's not just a political question. She gives more reasons to and enforce her what do you call it, claim.
Still, there is a lack of clarity in concept, especially in the other half of the but. Anybody else who can give me an explanation for demonstrate? See, I understand she dismisses the designation as too narrow. Yes. The designation of this topic of slavery or subject of slavery being only discussed as a political question is too narrow. And so she dismisses that. Absolutely fine. Perfect. But the other half, demonstrates its relevance to her audience. Who are her audience? What audience is she talking about? Anybody? Shreya, Hetri, Shiva, Parikshit. Shiva, what is the audience? What is the target audience that they are talking about? Do you get hold of the target audience from second paragraph? Women?
Women, yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, what happened is that you cannot exclude women from this whole debate of slavery when women are the most affected people. That's what it says, right? May not the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit exist within an upright mind and enlightened intellect? And must women necessarily be less gentle or less modest and would stretch forth her hand for their rescue? So when women are subjected and victimized to such slavery, how can you just exclude them from this whole debate of slavery? Is that clear? Faiz? So choice B, we can hold on to choice B. I mean, this probably happens to be one of the most apt choices. Okay, choice C, Parikshit. She contends. Contends means argues. She contends that the designation has become tricked and then invites her audience to revitalize it. Does he invite her, or does she invite her audience to revitalize it, strengthen it, or something?
No, ma'am. There's
She
nothing like that.
Yes, she outrightly dismisses the designation. She outrightly dismisses the fact that this whole idea and subject of slavery is just a political debate. Okay, all right. Hetvi, the last one. And Shiva, you're not sleeping, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. D for Delhi. Mhm.
So she describes the meaning the designation has for men, then the challenges that women have to embrace. So she hasn't really talked about anything related to men in these two paragraphs, and she hasn't described how it's like how the definition relates to men. So this does not make sense.
Yeah, I mean, basically, she does not draws that differentiation between the topic of slavery. I mean, she's not saying that for men it is different and for women it is different. She's not categorizing, or she's not bringing in a gender discrimination on with this concept of slavery. Yes, guys, all of you. So the answer should be B for Bombay. Is it clear with all of you? Any doubts anywhere? So this was a lead word question. This was a lead word question. They gave you the lead words political question. Looked like as if this is a general question, but ideally it's a specific one because it's a lead word question, giving you the lead words political question. You don't really have to wander throughout the passage. You're just looking out for these words and, finding out the answer from there. Okay, write it a lead word question. All right, I think question number 32 and 33, we can work on 32 first. So Smith's main purpose in the passage is to, what's the main purpose, guys? By this time, we are done with reading the entire passage while we were solving the questions. So choice A, accuse, yeah, choice A.
Option B.
What about choice A? What
No.
about why no? Why not? Don't just say no. I am not a computer system. You have to give me a reason.
Because he presents evidence like rejecting the claim, denying
Yeah.
the claim.
See, accuse fellow abolitionists of overlooking the contributions that women have made to the movement. She has, mentioned about the contributions, right? Hasn't she? Hasn't she mentioned about the contributions of women in this movement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which part? Can you pick up the textual evidence from the paragraph or the passage? Can you give me the exact lines or sentences?
Ma'am, maybe 51 to 54.
51 to 54. Okay. Surely this consideration is of itself sufficient to arouse for the overthrow of a system which thus threatens to lay in ruins the fabric, and she will not be deterred from the performance of her duty. Okay. Okay. All right. B for Bombay. Argue that the causes of abolition in a women's rights are continuations. Can this be the answer? I mean, is this
No, because there's nothing about American Revolution.
exactly?
Revolution.
Yeah. Who gave this answer? Shiva, did you say B for Bombay?
Mama said D.
Okay. All right. There's nothing like American Revolution. Have they mentioned anything about it? I don't think so. Okay. C for Canada. Make the case that women's rights are meaningless while slavery exists. Not at all. It is kind of emphasizing and re-emphasizing upon the women's rights. Okay. So D, encourage women to see their participation. D for Delhi. Go to the passage and find out the exact lines that give you this answer, which is talking about encouraging the women to take part in such movement. Exact lines.
Now 68 to 77.
68 to 77. Okay, 68 to 77. All right. Shall we silently, this part? They hold the land. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No, the events of the, yes, you cannot remain inactive. Our country is as dear to us as the proudest statesman, and the more closely our hearts cling to our altars, etc., etc., etc. So, which means we are not supposed to remain inactive. We also have a role to play. I mean, the women also have a role to play. Okay, so D is my answer. The last one now, question number 33, all of you.